Good morning, everybody. It is cold, and it's about cold 30 here on this cold morning. Oh boy, it does something mentally to you when you have all these 80-degree days, even though you know you're going north, even though you know it's still early spring, and the weather's going to fluctuate a lot, and there even could be snowstorms still during this time of year, especially the more north I go. But it still does something mental to you when you hit those 80-degree days and, you know, 60 at night or 50s at least. And then all of a sudden it's getting down to near freezing overnight. Whew. Meaning it felt much colder than that, because my body was in warm mode. I mean, I was prepared, I was clothed for cold. It's just, it was much colder than it normally is, or felt much colder than it normally is at that temperature. So it was a cold night. Got my coffee and my donuts and hit the trail. Whew, very cold. So it's gonna be a good day today. Going to be hitting the roller coaster, the infamous roller coaster. Can't wait to see what that's like. Heard all kinds of contradictory remarks and opinions about it, so I'll have to make my own opinion of it, I guess, which I would have done anyway. So we're gonna have that today. Good long amount of miles. I don't know, it might not be too bad. I'm probably only gonna push close to 20. So we'll see what happens. Take it one step at a time, but hopefully it starts warming up. If nothing else, walking uphill will get me warm. But I could use about 20 more degrees in temperature too, because it's pretty cold and my fingers are pretty numb. All right, let's keep it going. Here is the office for right now, a little opening. Been in the trees pretty much the whole time coming from there. And then right here is a big old tree right in front of me, or vine, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going up here. Here's a nice big opening. Totally different terrain. Nice and flat, a little hilly. But look at that view right there. That is gorgeous. Beautiful green everywhere. Sun a little bit more than a sunrise at this point, but it is gorgeous. You know, I have no idea what I'm smelling right now, but good Lord, it is better than any dryer sheet, any air freshener, any laundry soap, any perfume. This is one of the best smells I've ever smelled, and I have no idea what it is. It's 100% nature, that's what it is, but I don't know if it's a certain flower or certain trees in this area or what, but wow, the aroma is out of this world. The whole world should smell like this, or bacon. Something I forgot to mention for several hundred miles now, 350 miles to be exact, is here on the channel. It's now set up for memberships, and there's like 3 different tiers. I think there's like one at $6 and something, and blah blah blah. I think it goes up to 20 something, I don't remember. But you could see it, and they all give different levels of things. I know that's not for everybody, but those who really like to follow me on my adventures, whether it be through hikes or climbing Mount Kilimanjaro or the 7 summits or peak bagging, all of the summits of the high summits of each state, you know, whatever it is that I'm adventuring on and you want to follow, plus, you know, obviously tutorials and different videos, yeah, I would suggest, you know, taking a look at that. It's kind of some good perks there. There's some really big things on the horizon. after the through-hikes are done. It might be after this one is done or after the Triple Crown is done. Some pretty big things that, you know, people that's really into hiking is really going to like and enjoy. And that, you know, that's part of the perk as well. But definitely some of the cool things are, there's going to be member-only videos, you know, that people that are members can only see, or, you know, live videos, question and answer, that type of thing. So take a look at it. I think you can just go to the community tab and it spells everything out if you want to, you know, join the membership here on the page or on the on this YouTube channel. So go ahead and check it out. I don't know much about besides that, so check it out and take a look and see if you're interested. I appreciate you all following though. I just heard a bear, but I cannot spot it. A lot of green that I'm in right now, and the bushes and little trees come right up to the edge of the trail, so it's pretty thick. I could tell what direction it came from, but I couldn't see it. Some of you are probably like, Fortune, you didn't hear a bear. Well, I will tell you this. I have seen enough of them and been around enough of them to know exactly what they sound like when they're running. Nothing else sounds like it. The way the thud hits the ground and the way the ground vibrates a little, there is no denying exactly what it is. No other animal sounds like that. Been around enough of them to know that. So I thought I was going to get to spot my first one, but not yet, at least, unless it's still around me somewhere and I can see it, but I'm not hearing it now, so I think it was running off the other direction. I probably startled it or something and it ran off. But I'll definitely get to see him with all this spring growth right now. Definitely, yep, again, I almost tripped. Don't you love the fact that I do that almost daily for y'all? It's a great video. I like to entertain you, what can I say? But definitely we'll have plenty of opportunity with all this spring growth, plenty of places for wildlife to kind of hang out and, you know, be a little camouflage. So it's that time of year where they're all starting to move around and eat their food and everything. So I will definitely get to spot some, I'm sure. But that was the first one that I've heard that it was undeniably what I thought it was. I've seen some other things moving in the distance that I wasn't sure, but this one I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that's what it was, so kind of cool. All right, continuing on, getting really close to the roller coaster south border. Gonna ride the roller coaster. People get ready, there's a train coming. You don't need no ticket, you just get on board. Let's do it! So I'm currently on my first uphill of the roller coaster, about halfway through, and it's a little steep, nothing too steep. There are some big step-ups, like rocks. Let's see, I would say 1.5 feet, 2 foot high. They have to step up about, I don't know, 8 or 9 times. Those tend to wear your legs out a little quicker than just walking straight up. You know, walking straight up just kind of gets more to your heart. Definitely gets to your legs too, but those step-ups get you there quicker, so you can feel them in your quads and such. But it's nothing bad yet. It's very early. It's the first hill. So just in case you've missed me talking about the roller coaster and you don't know what it is, it's a series of big hills up and down, about 400 or 500 feet up, 400 or 500 feet down, 400 or 500 feet up, 400 or 500 feet down. It does that about 10 times. And there's like, it's one right after the other, not like there's a gap or anything. So some people say it's really tough. Some people say it's just like everything else that's been on the Appalachian Trail so far. So I don't know. I love to climb, so you know my opinion is going to be positive regardless of the climb. Unless it's been really overthrown or over-exaggerated on how tough it is, and then I find out it's really not. But just based on that first hill, it seems like it's going to be a pretty decent set of climbs. I've also heard that there's a little bit of scrambling involved with some rocks, so we shall see about that. But it does come to a summit of one small mountain. Looks like everything else is just hills or going around. You know, mountains or not, it's not very mountainous area here. Kind of low elevation, but apparently there's one mountain I will come to the top of on the second hill, or the second climb. So looking forward to that. A lot of things I'm looking forward to today, tomorrow, and the next day, and then the next 2 days after that. A lot of cool things, a lot of cool mementos, a lot of cool things that are happening to celebrate. So climbing the roller coaster right now, then I'm going to go down the roller coaster, then I'm going to climb it again. Not quite like the roller coaster at your local amusement park, where you just sit in and somebody else does the work. Here you actually have to do the work. But it's going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy it. Taking you along for the ride. You know, as I'm climbing up and down, riding the roller coaster, my brain is here thinking, imagine that. Who doesn't just analyze and think things when they're riding on roller coasters? I mean, that's normal, right? Oh man, it's beautiful out here today though. It's like 60 degrees. Well, I think it's 60. It might be 55 now. It's going to be 60 today, but it's still early, so I haven't got to the warm spot today. The sun's kind of hiding behind some clouds, but super green as you can see. Yahoo! But here I was thinking, it's like in about 30 miles, maybe 25 miles or so, Virginia's done. The state of Virginia will be done. And it's kind of bittersweet because it's super long, 550 miles. So, you know, putting that one in the bag is going to be very special because it's a quarter of the trail right there in the bag when it gets to that point. Not to that point yet, but here very soon. But it's bittersweet because it's also been my favorite state. It is just absolutely drop-dead gorgeous. The beautiful green pastures and meadows, and when you're on top of mountains, you look down, you don't only see the mountains, but you see all those green communities and farms, and just, it's so beautiful. It's like mixing where I'm from originally, where I was raised, and mixing it with the mountains. Because where I was raised, they had no mountains, but it was green, and it was farmy, and it's like mountains mixed with that. It's just kind of mixing my roots with my passion. It's pretty cool. But that's going to be about 25 or 30 miles, man. And the state of Virginia will be done. I have to say the state of Virginia because Well, my ex-wife's name was Virginia. And the funny thing about that was Rod Stewart, about the time we got married, came out with the song Leave Virginia Alone. She's not like you, she's not like me. I married her anyway. Not being mean, not trying to bash my ex-wife or anything. Just a little irony there that is kind of funny. But I am glad that I didn't listen to Rod Stewart when it came to hiking through the state of Virginia, because it's not like the other states. It's definitely different, and I love it. I love the weirdness, the beautiful, the uniqueness of this state. And it's going to be bittersweet when I leave. But when I leave this state, it's going to be in the middle of the dark, because it will be the beginning of the 4-state challenge, which I will probably be starting like 2 or 3 in the morning in a couple days. So I won't be able to see the beautiful greenness that Virginia has. So it's in my mind now, the bittersweetness that these next 20 to 30 miles is kind of like a goodbye for now. I'll be back, Virginia. State of Virginia. I will be back. I will miss you. In the meantime, you are one beautiful state. And your mountains and your trails are just as beautiful. So currently on the second climb of the roller coaster, and this is the one climbing to the summit of Piney Ridge. It's about 476, I think it said, and half a mile left to go. So that's about 900 or 1,000 per mile, which is right about 22% grade. So a little bit steep, but nothing we can't handle, right? Y'all coming with me, aren't you? I love to climb. You know I do. So we're going to keep on climbing. See, it doesn't look that bad. Well, on video. It's not bad at all, though. Definitely been on much steeper. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a nice little workout. This one, I can already feel is getting me perspiring a little bit. I think it's the first time I've sweat today so far. So it's good to get those toxins out of the body. But all right, going to continue on. I'll see you all at the top. Standing on the summit of Piney Ridge Mountain. Probably the shortest mountain I've ever summited. Only 1,350 feet. But it sure was steep getting up here, so it was still a good climb. And it doesn't matter that it's 1,350 feet, because Piney Ridge Mountain is in the bag. So it's 12 o'clock right now, high noon, and I just looked at my miles and I'm at 12. So 12 by 12, I love doing that. I normally have at least 10, but I don't always have 12 by 12. I love getting 12 by, that's not even really the halfway point of the day. It will be today because I'm going to stop a little early, just because I'm saving some of my energy. Only doing like an 18-mile day today and 18-mile day tomorrow, and conserving some of that energy for the 4-state challenge that will come after that. Twisted like a toe or something there. It didn't really twist it. It's the wrong word. It's like just moved in the wrong direction. Kind of stung a little bit, but it's okay. But anyway, 12 by 12 on a normal day. That's going to be 25 to 30 mile day, so I always like to, you know, get there by noon, especially if I've already eaten. Like today, I ate at that sign for the beginning of the roller coaster, so got some more grub into me there. And you know, if this was a normal day, I would just be smooth sailing along and probably be a 30-mile day. So I really need to have like 20 by noon on that day I'm doing the 4-state challenge. That's what I need to aim for on that day. 20 miles by noon. And that could happen quite easily as long as I keep myself focused and, you know, keep on moving. Even when I'm doing video for the channel here and for y'all, I need to make sure I keep on moving because, you know, stopping to eat, stopping to get water, that's going to take enough time. I don't need to be taking time for other things. It's already going to be at least probably a 15-hour day. Could be upwards of 18 or 19. Just depends how many rocks and, you know, how the body's feeling and how many times I need to stop or stretch or whatnot. So anyway, that's a couple days away. I just wanted to tell you I got 12 by 12 today. That's always a fun time. Something worth celebrating. There's a lot of things worth celebrating here today. Woohoo! I just passed a lady who was doing some pruning out here, getting rid of some of the weeds that's on the trail, not only to help out the hikers, but also help out her and her husband, who's highly allergic to poison ivy. And she explained to me what the difference, or what poison ivy looks like, but also the difference between that and Virginia creeper. And if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it a dozen times. I'm not a botanist. I don't know my plants. So it took me 47 years to find out what poison ivy was. I mean, I know what poison ivy is. I just couldn't have ever picked it out by the actual leaf itself. And now I can. And now I know what the difference is between that and Virginia creeper, because they do look quite similar. But just so you know, Virginia creeper has 5 leaves on it, and poison ivy has 3. But they're very similar type of leaves. I feel like I've learned something new today, and now I can go to sleep. I'm not even close to tired. I slept so much last night, or I laid down so much, went to bed early, and then woke up like at midnight, ready to get on the day, but I knew it was going to be only an 18-mile day. I didn't want to start too early, trying to conserve that energy. But, yeah, there's no way I'm sleeping anytime soon. I am wide awake, full of energy, and I don't even need the caffeine to do that. That's just pure adrenaline and the desire to climb things. All right, continuing on. Gonna go down here to this beautiful creek and get me some water. Does anybody else want any while I'm down there? And something else worth celebrating today. The first 1,000 miles of the Appalachian Trail Thru-Hike for osteoporosis is in the bag. Currently on either the 6th or the 7th climb. Lost count somewhere. I think by the time I'm done today, it'll be 8. And then there'll be a couple more first thing in the morning when I take off. Then it'll be done. But the last couple have been kind of rocky, so a little slower going. Elevation and steepness about the same. About 500 for each up. 500 or so for each down. But definitely a little rockier now. Getting, towards the end of my day. I would like it to be smoother, but it's not my roller coaster. I'm just here for the ride. So, got about 2.5 miles to go, I think. A couple more inclines during that time. It's probably about 1,000 feet. And then I should be able to get some grub. So I'm walking down the side trail or side road, whatever you want to call it, that leads to the place where I'm going to stay tonight. It's the Bear's Den Hostel, which is a hostel ran by the Appalachian Trail, right off of the Appalachian Trail. And there's a little restaurant slash brew pub just a little bit down the trail too. So I'm going to set up here, sleep in a warm bed tonight, and head down there and get some grub. A little over 19 miles today, 4,500 feet of elevation. I got about 17 or 18, I think, more to go tomorrow to get to where I'm going to camp at the start to start off the 4-day challenge. We got about 2 more elevations and descensions, I believe, of the roller coaster yet to go. Did most of it here today. Nice little workout. The rocks were a bit much after a while. Look at the gates coming in here. Nice. So looking forward to some relaxation, a shower, and some good grub. Not even a Nero. Not when you do 19 miles and then you come to camp, but it's a little bit before 4, so made good time. And we'll be getting me some good grub here in a little bit. All right, talk to you soon. So here's the inside of the hostel. This is pretty cool. They got a tick identification here. So I can study it and know all the different kinds of ticks. Even though they're so small, I wouldn't be able to notice any of it. But it's kind of a self-serve thing, I think. Here's a nice little TV. Restroom, shower. I think I'm going to take that one right over there, that corner one, right next to this seat. It's kind of cool. You get a bunk, a shower, pizza, Ben & Jerry's, a soda, and laundry for 40 bucks. It's kind of self-serve, so I'm going to go up the road here after I take a shower and see what kind of grub they have. But as of right now, I'm the only one here. I do know a couple others are coming this direction, so they might be staying here as well. We will find out. But if I don't see you again, live life, and I'll see you in the morning. But if I remember, I'm going to show you my grub.